speak about the Right to Work resolution. According to just released report by the Illinois Economic Policy Institute, if half of Illinois counties became right to work centers, total labor income would fall by $1.3 billion. The economy would shrink by $1.5 billion. State and local tax revenues would be reduced by $8 million. And racial income and gender income inequality would increase. Do we really want Livingston County to be a part of that? I hope not. Understandably, most local governments are unenthusiastic about this idea. Additionally, Attorney General Lisa Madigan says the concept is illegal. Thank you.
Member for 20 years. Last week I was unable to attend the county board meeting because I was at the IDA Representative Assembly in Rosemont, where more than 1,100 IDA members were in attendance to conduct our business. I was ecstatic to hear the meeting had been postponed due to the presence of more than 300 union members and union supporters. So you can understand my surprise that the item in question, Rauner's turnaround agenda, was removed from the county board agenda for tonight. What stumps me even more is County Board President Artie Fannon's statement in the Daily Leader. Your removal of the item was, and I quote, to ensure each board member had ample opportunity to receive feedback from constituents. Are we not your constituents? We live in Livingston County, pay taxes, and spend our money here. Our voices should be heard. I feel this was done in the hope that union members would not gather tonight in a public forum and question the intent and integrity of the county board. There is argument over whether this resolution is constitutional or not. I would hope an elected body would at least wait until the courts rule on the constitutionality before addressing this resolution. I do agree that Illinois is in dire straits. However, I do not believe attacking unions will solve the problem. Rauner has only been in office for 102 days, and he has caused more turmoil than I thought possible. In closing, I want to leave you with one last thought. The definition of a bully is a person who uses strength or power to harm or intimidate those who are weaker. In my mind, Governor Rauner is a bully. Unfortunately for him, he has chosen the wrong group to attack. My union brothers and sisters are ready for a fight and will not back down.
Ladies and gentlemen, board meetings, I live at 2441 Circle Drive in Ottawa, Illinois, LaSalle County. I am the representative of the operating engineers, including Local 150, which I have upwards from 150 members that live in Livingston County, work at the landfill, the pits and quarries, work for local small contractors around the river. And to get off the topic a little bit of what many will probably be talking about tonight, I just want to say that I've attended about 27, 26 or so wind farm hearing meetings down in the county here, which it's been an eye-opening experience and democracy at its best. It seems to me that we have one or two county board members that whenever a project comes that could possibly go union, they seem to be against it. Many of our union members live in your community, they pay a ton of taxes, and they go to all of your stores and your shops and do all the things that good middle-class people do. And you know, I'm hoping that really soon we could put the end to all the wind farm hearings down there and get on with it. There is is Kankakee is in a real bad shape, Kankakee County, and they're going to try to do a landfill down there, and it's likely that they will take business from this landfill. And so, looking at your budget, you might think about that and say that we need more economic opportunity and more projects like this that want to come in and put good, hardworking, good-paying jobs, have people that have the incomes that can support the necessary things you need in your county. Thank you for hearing me.
Sue Chanel, 102 Western Cornell. I kind of want to piggyback on the two ladies who spoke before me. There were some statistics that were cited, and I actually brought the entire packet that those statistics might have come out of, and I'd like to present that to the board so that you'll have it for some information. Governor Rauner has kind of used his, and I agree, bullying tactics to push his agenda. And he's shown only the side of the people who are not willing to pay their fair share, but yet are willing to reap the benefits that they get from being represented by unions. According to this, the economic situation of counties that are impacted by right-to-work empowerment zones, right-to-work areas, whatever you want to call them, has not been good. So if our finances are not good right now, then they're probably not going to get any better. But if you will accept it, I would like to give you this information so that you can look it over. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Kathleen Rauner. I live at 326 East Seminole Street in Dwight, Illinois. In the words of a great Illinois statesman and the 16th President of the United States, there is no America without labor, and to please the one is to rob the other. This month, the state of Illinois, known as the land of Lincoln, has been commemorating the 150th anniversary of his assassination. A statue depicting him as a young lawyer stands tall on the courthouse square, and Livingston County has long been proud of their Lincoln connection. However, now the board is contemplating voting to make this county a right-to-work zone. I strongly urge the board members to listen to the words of President Lincoln and oppose right-to-work in Livingston County. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Steve Penrod. I'm president of the Illinois Valley Building and Construction Trades Council. Our council represents the union construction workers on job sites in northern Livingston County. Our council is adamantly opposed against Governor Rauner's turnaround resolution in its current form. We are willing to listen to other propositions the governor has offered, but sad to say, we have not been invited to share our opinions. One of the stipulations of Mr. Rauner's plan is to do with prevailing wage in some areas. Prevailing wage legislation is important in that it takes away an employer's ability to pay its workers less as an advantage for winning bids. That ensures those who have better training and managing skills will win bidding competition. More often than not, they will have offices and employees from the area who are more likely to spend taxpayer-supported earnings locally. I have a few thoughts on the prevailing wage and I'd like to pass them along to you. According to many studies, the latest one being from the University of Missouri, taking away prevailing wage wouldn't save any money and it would have a negative impact on families, taxpayers, and the local economy. In 1996, the state of Kentucky chose to apply its state prevailing wage law to state-funded schools in construction. In 1997, the state of Ohio chose to do exactly the opposite. They moved to exempt school construction from the state prevailing wage laws. The result was that the median square foot cost for school construction did not increase in Kentucky, nor did they drop in Ohio. The study shows that when you cut wages on public construction, that does not necessarily mean you are going to realize overall cost savings. And the reason for that is when you cut wages, you run the risk of cutting labor productivity And labor productivity for public construction in states with prevailing wage laws is much higher. Studies show as much as 1/3 higher. If you look at the prevailing state wage certifications, it includes the cost of apprenticeship training. Joint administrative apprenticeships, or JATCs, in the U.S. account for 74% of construction training, while representing only 40% of construction workers. Employers realize a return on apprentice training of $3 for every dollar invested. There are around 1,900 training centers across the U.S. with an annual budget of $1.3 billion. Apprenticeships give opportunity to young men and women without the burden of hundreds of thousands of dollars of student debt. Our training has given opportunity to over 20,000 returning veterans through our Helmets to Hard Hats initiative. We are privately funded. If our training program was a college or university, it would be the second largest university in the country, the fourth largest public university, almost 5 times larger than the Ohio State. If our program were a K-12 school district, it would be the 6th largest in the country. Apprentices earn while they learn. Our employers invest over $10 million annually in wages and benefits for our apprenticeships. Prevailing wage certification also includes retirement and health care costs. All building trade workers have access to health care coverage for their families and themselves, relieving the burden of care to taxpayers. All union construction workers will receive a retirement pension in some form. That will also relieve future taxpayers of that burden. Remember, studies have shown there is very little impact on the cost of public construction because of prevailing wage. But as you can see, there's a very real cost that is legislated away. Please, if given the opportunity to vote on this resolution, vote no. It has nothing to do with saving you money and everything to do with stifling the voice of all working men and women. Thank you.
My name is Joe Kluger. I represent ASPE Council 31. I represent Local 494 Pontiac Prison. And we also represent the Fox Center Local 1928. Our members put their lives on the line here at Pontiac Prison, and some have lost it. Right to work is bad for all employees. Right to work states pay average earnings for a working family $5,000 less. Eight of the highest 12 states with unemployment have right to work law. And then you talk about the governor's turnaround package, the prevailing wage. That's trade workers. Your friends and neighbors making a decent living, and you want to have the right to bring in out-of-state, non-union scab workers. It's a shame. You want to take money away from your neighbors. We've stood tall with this county, fighting 2 governors' bad decisions. Close Pontiac, close the White. The gentleman earlier said there's no bad idea. There sure as heck is. His turnaround plan is bad for Livingston County. Thank you.
I'm here to express my concerns regarding the Livingston County Board and their decision of the majority of the members to approve the right to work vote. My work history is that I was an at-will employee for the first 10 years of employment at the White Correctional Center. We witnessed many employees fired or locked out for no reason. The wages were way under what anyone else made doing the same job. If the employer didn't like you, it didn't take long for your dismissal. We gained a right to union representation in 1999. With that came rights, insurance, 401k, and a living wage, and my family's ability to buy a home, cars, and support our community. This county has heavily been impacted with the closure of the White Correctional Center. The revenue from the village and the county has reduced by the closure. Businesses have folded up, mom and pop shops are hurting. The White Correctional Center had over 400 union members who now do not patronize the businesses because they don't come through Dwight any longer. Families of inmates purchase goods in Dwight. Houses are being foreclosed on. My home was assessed at $124,000, and I recently had it appraised after some major renovations, and it was appraised for $84,000. I am assuming my tax bill will significantly less when the bill comes in July. I now have to travel to my job. That means I am stopping in an area with more options than I have in Dwight. Again, more revenue lost for Dwight. Lower wages come with the right to work, and with the lower wages, more folks will not be able to live or buy in Livingston County. I voted for many of the Dwight board members who stood on this committee and had confidence that they would have all our best interests in mind when rendering decisions for us. Though there are those on the Livingston County Board who are drawing union bargain pensions, who have expressed their decision in favor of the right to work. Please think long and hard before you vote yes to right to work. It will cost you in the long run.
Some of you, 25 years, you know, I've seen some of your faces around. And I would represent the Carpenters 43 years, United Brotherhood of Carpenters. I also represent the village of Emmington 26 years for grass. A few years back, we had Judge Fobish wanted all the mayor's signature on a picture of Livingston County. Tonight here I stand in front of you saying that I am the first mayor to sign it saying to go against this new government that we have. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Margaret Sargent, and I grew up in 996. I don't live in Livingston County, but I work here every day. Everybody in town, I think, when we work on the railroad, when you see us out there, we're trained to do this. We go to classes, we participate in our community, we have a highway that we clean twice a year out of our local. When we're here, we put money back into your community. With the right to work, I myself would not be able to pay my bills, have my home. There are many, many people in here. Union work does not mean unskilled labor. If it becomes right to work, you'll have people without the training doing the same thing that we're doing. Accidents are going to happen. Things are not going to be done right. There will still be people inspecting, but there are no guarantees. When we go out, we have training, we have experience, we know what we're doing. We get the job done right. You should say no to right to work.
Anybody else? I'll entertain a motion to go into executive session.
Mr. Chairman, pursuant to 5 ILCS 120-2, subparagraph C, I motion that we go into executive session for acquisition of property.
Motion by Stice, second by Young. Discussion? Roll call, please.
Harvey, yes. Bonnie?
Yes.
Rauner?
Yes.
Mays? Cole?
Yes.
Weber? Eddie?
Yes.
Keith?
Yes.
Yoder?
Yes.
Coleman?
Yes.
Steichen?
Yes.
Schaefer? Ingalls? Young?
Yes.
Ritter? Irwin? Locke?
Yes.
Allen? Yes. Bannon? Peterson?
Thank you, everybody, for coming. I appreciate the turnout.
Appreciate the comments. And if you could, we're going to go into executive session, so I have to ask you to leave.
You can't adjourn this executive session.